Hello, I hope you're doing well. Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting science fiction stories of our time, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. It's a gripping tale of survival, discovery, and an unexpected friendship across the stars. Let's get into it. Imagine this. You wake up in a bed you don't recognize. Lights are flashing. Machines are beeping. Your body is weak. You're wearing a jumpsuit. You try to move, and every muscle aches. You look around, and you're completely alone. Floating in what seems like a spacecraft. The two people next to you. Dead. You don't remember your name. You don't remember anything. And then the computer speaks, "Welcome, Ryland Grace." That's where the story of Project Hail Mary begins. A man wakes up with no memory, in the vacuum of space, light years from Earth. But slowly, his memories begin to return. And what he discovers isn't just terrifying, it's breathtaking. Ryland Grace was never supposed to be an astronaut. He was a scientist, a molecular biologist, to be exact, who once published a controversial paper about life not needing water to survive. After that, he left academia and became a schoolteacher. But back on Earth, something had gone terribly wrong. Scientists discovered that the sun was losing energy. A strange, microscopic organism was consuming it. This organism was dubbed astrophage, a tiny but powerful creature that could absorb and store vast amounts of solar energy, and use it to travel at incredible speeds. Within a few decades, the Earth's climate would collapse. Crops would fail. Temperatures would plummet. Humanity would not survive. So world governments put their differences aside to launch an emergency mission, a Hail Mary mission, to the only star system where the sun wasn't dimming, Tau Ceti, 12 light-years away. Something there was neutralizing astrophage. The mission was simple in theory: travel to Tau Ceti, figure out why astrophage wasn't spreading there, and bring the solution back to Earth. But nothing goes as planned. Originally, the crew of the spaceship Hail Mary was made up of 3 people. They were trained, tested, and placed into suspended animation for the journey. But now, Ryland Grace is the only survivor. The other 2, Loken and Yao, died during the trip. Alone and disoriented, he must now carry the burden of saving the human race, entirely by himself. But Ryland isn't helpless. As a trained scientist, he begins to study the onboard lab and the data. The ship's AI is responsive and assists him as he relearns his mission. Soon, his memories begin to flood back, conversations with the mission director, Eva Stratt, a brilliant and ruthless leader who orchestrated the entire operation. He remembers the emotional toll of leaving Earth. The isolation. The fear. The incredible pressure of being humanity's last hope. Despite all of this, Ryland throws himself into the work. He experiments with astrophage samples. He runs tests on the ship's engines, which are themselves powered by astrophage, and begins analyzing the local star system. That's when he sees something unexpected. There's another ship in the system. Not just a piece of debris. Not a probe. A full-fledged spacecraft, clearly alien in design, and it's approaching. At first, Ryland is terrified. But as the ship gets closer, it becomes clear that the being inside, whoever it is, isn't hostile. In fact, it's trying to communicate. Ryland makes first contact with an alien being. He names it Rocky. Rocky is nothing like humans. He breathes ammonia, lives in high pressure, and has a body made of smooth, rock-like material. He communicates using music-like tones. But he's also a scientist. An engineer. And his people, too, are dying from astrophage. That's right, 2 intelligent species, from 2 completely different planets, facing the same cosmic threat. Despite their biological and cultural differences, Ryland and Rocky begin to learn from each other. They create a shared language based on math and music. They compare scientific data. And slowly, they become friends. Real friends. Together, Ryland and Rocky make a groundbreaking discovery. There's a microscopic life form, found only near Tau Ceti, that naturally feeds on astrophage. This creature, nicknamed Tamiba, could be the key to saving both Earth and Rocky's homeworld, Arid. But there's a problem. Tamiba is incredibly fragile. It only survives in very specific temperatures and chemical conditions. Transporting it across space is nearly impossible. The two of them work day and night, running test after test, adjusting conditions, engineering containers, anything to keep the Tamiba alive long enough to bring it home. They succeed. But just when things seem to be going right, disaster strikes. Rocky's ship is critically damaged. He's stranded. Without Ryland's help, Rocky will die, and the Tamiba samples will be lost. Ryland is faced with an impossible decision. He can return to Earth. He has the working engines. He has the samples. If he goes now, Earth is saved, and he becomes a hero. Or he can stay. Risk everything. Help his friend. And maybe never go home again. Ryland doesn't hesitate long. He chooses friendship over fame. Loyalty over legacy. He reroutes his engines, docks with Rocky's ship, and begins the repairs. Days stretch into weeks. They barely survive a series of near-fatal mishaps, oxygen leaks, temperature drops, astrophage containment failures. But in the end, they do it. Rocky survives. The Tamiba is stabilized. And both of them now have the means to return to their home planets, alone. They say goodbye. It's one of the most emotional moments in the story. Two beings from opposite ends of the galaxy, who learn to trust, to collaborate, and to care for each other, part ways, knowing they may never meet again. Ryland sets a course for Earth. But somewhere along the journey, something changes. We don't see the moment, but we understand it. Ryland turns his ship around. He realizes that, even if he returns to Earth, he'll never be the same. And he can't let Rocky's people face extinction alone. Years later, Ryland Grace is alive. He lives on Arid, Rocky's home planet, deep within a sealed ammonia habitat built just for him. He breathes Earth air, but everything else around him is alien, the architecture, the sounds, the people. And yet, he's content. Because he has a purpose. He teaches. Just like he used to. Iridians come to learn from him, not just about science, but about humanity. About hope. About friendship. And while Earth may never know what happened to him, while he may never set foot on his home planet again, he found something greater out there, among the stars. A new beginning. Project Hail Mary is more than a thrilling space adventure. It's a story about problem-solving, perseverance, and the power of human connection. Andy Weir masterfully blends real science with deep emotion. He takes us through the loneliness of space, the excitement of discovery, and the surprising beauty of an alien friendship. But above all, this is a story about hope, even when all seems lost. It reminds us that intelligence, compassion, and courage can exist anywhere in the universe, and that maybe, just maybe, the things that divide us are smaller than the things that unite us. Thank you for listening to this summary of Project Hail Mary. If you enjoyed this story, consider reading the full novel or checking out the audiobook. It's a journey you won't forget. And remember, sometimes, the most powerful missions start with just one person willing to try. Goodbye, see you on the next adventure. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and hit the notification bell.